In a small, forgotten village, at the end of a narrow, overgrown path, stood an old chapel. It had been abandoned for years, and its tower, though sturdy, was leaning dangerously to one side. Inside, there was a massive bell that hadn't rung in ages, though people spoke of its power to summon those brave enough to set it in motion. The villagers always avoided the chapel, especially after nightfall. They said the bell once rang at night, but for years now, it had been silent. Children whispered tales of seeing shadows moving in the windows, as if something was waiting to emerge. But the most terrifying story was of a young man who decided to investigate the truth behind the chapel's eerie silence. His name was Michael, a young man who didn't believe in ghosts or legends. One evening, driven by curiosity, he decided to visit the chapel to uncover what really lay inside. The villagers warned him, but Michael wouldn't listen. He entered the chapel, and a cold breeze swept through the doors, which creaked open with no sound. The interior was dark, and the air was thick with dust, as though no one had stepped foot inside in ages. Michael made his way through the chapel, feeling the weight of the silence pressing down on him. Finally, he reached the tower where the bell hung. It was enormous, covered in rust, with chains dangling loosely, as if they could move at any moment. Michael approached it, his heart racing, his hands trembling. Without thinking, he grabbed the chain and gave it a hard pull, eager to test the old legend. The moment he did, the world around him froze. The sound of the bell was unlike any bell he had ever heard. It was deep, ominous, as though it carried something from another world. Michael felt the ground tremble beneath him, as if the bell itself were calling something from the darkness. Suddenly, the chapel doors slammed shut, and dark figures appeared in the windows. Michael turned around, and standing before him was a figure cloaked in black, its face hidden beneath a hood. The voice that spoke was not human, but whispered in an eerie, echoing tone. "You've awakened us. Now you must pay." With each passing moment, more figures in black robes emerged from the shadows. Michael tried to run, but his legs refused to move. With each step, he felt the cold touch of darkness drawing closer. When he reached the doors, he realized they wouldn't open. The figures closed in. Absolute darkness consumed him, and Michael felt himself begin to fade. His body lost its form, as though being absorbed into something unknown. He lost all sense of time, and in his ears, the sound of the bell rang on, an endless, chilling echo. Michael was swallowed by the night. From that day forward, anyone who ventured near the chapel would hear the faint, ominous sound of the bell, a reminder of Michael's courage, and the fact that some things hidden from sight are never safe to disturb.